All right, welcome to another episode of the MMA Fight Game Podcast. I'm actually super excited to have this rising female athlete, Isabella How do I pronounce your name? I'm going to butcher it.
Filippazzo. That's okay.
Filippazzo. Filippazzo.
Filippazzo, you got it.
If there was one knack on me, I'm telling you, Isabella, it's that.
That's
She's
okay.
currently she's currently 3-1 in MMA, rising amateur female prospect. She's fighting out of Canada in the Northeast. She's 21 years old. I got her off a photo shoot with Hayabusa. She's doing some gloves and some shoes photo shoots today. I do want them to. This girl is a rising athlete in the MMA space. They got to pony up and give her a sponsorship as well. She
Thank
actually
you.
trains. She actually trains out of Bazooka Kickboxing MMA out of Canada. Matt Speciale is one of her coaches, Bazooka Joe Richard. The reason I asked you on today, Isabella, is I'm super excited because you're on the Attica Takedown to Mason Lewis versus kaidenellis, which is a massive men's featherweight fight as well.
Mhm.
But the thing with this fight between you and Amanda Jo Basturk is
Yeah.
that this is the highest placement on an MMA card that we've had for women's athletes.
Oh,
We are
wow.
actually, yeah, we are, you guys. So there's 3 title fights, and then it's you
Okay.
ladies.
Okay.
And I pushed to have you guys there because you're a stud. Amanda's a stud. Amanda has been improving leaps and bounds. And I said, this is a great fight. Win or lose for both of you guys. This is a great fight to showcase women's MMA. We really want to have a space with full contact promotions and Rage in the Cage, having a space for women to compete in. So you and Amanda are really going to be truly like a pioneer for the amateur MMA space. And inspiring little girls who are at the fight. Let's start right there. What does it mean to perform and potentially inspire the next generation or little girls watching you and Amanda fight on Saturday night, August 17th at the Attica
I
Takedown
mean, just
too?
just that alone, like that just hits my heart. Like one of my biggest motivations, like I'm a kids coach, I'm around kids all the time, is to be that role model that I needed growing up. I happened to find this sport later in life. I was like not later in life, but I was like 15. Now you see these girls starting from such a young age. I
Mm.
myself, I have students who are 5 years old. I have girls who are 10 years old. And so to me, like that's my biggest thing. I want to be that role model that I needed growing up. And I want to show girls that you can be powerful, you can be strong, and you can dominate in that male field. You know what I mean? Like we own our spot and we deserve to be there, and we're gonna show that.
Yeah, I love that. I'm a big proponent of women's sports, but women always deliver, be it kickboxing, be it Muay Thai, be it MMA. The women's fights always deliver. Obviously, Tatiana Suarez, who's rumored to be fighting Wei Li Zhang later this year. She's from around this area because her boyfriend, Patchy Mix, is from Buffalo, New York. Um, you mentioned to me that you found MMA at a later age. Currently you're the Montreal Fight League flyweight champion, which is 125 pounds, right?
Yes.
And then you're also the WACO national champ. What is WAKO stand for?
That's our like our kickboxing league, Waco. So
Okay.
Waco national champion, yeah.
Okay. And then you're a provincial kickboxing Muay Thai champion as
Yeah.
well. What got you into all this?
So I started, like I said, when I was 15 years old.
Mhm.
And basically my dad passed away when I was young. I was 12 years old. So I went through this kind of transition period where I needed something for my mental health, and I need to just have an outlet. So
Okay.
after years of dancing and figure skating and whatever, I finally put myself into
Wow.
something. So I went into the gym, and first day in there, I didn't think anything would come of it. I just needed that little outlet, that break, whatever, mental health. And instantly I literally fell in love. And less than 9 months later, I had my first fight. Like I put full foot on the gas. I was like, let's take this thing all the way. I just loved it.
And who was your mom on board with this? I mean, I'm sorry for your father's loss. I can't even
Thank you.
imagine. I can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
But how big of a advocate is your mother in this whole situation?
Okay, so when we started, she um She was like, no, like not my daughter. Like you had to know me before. The little dancer, the figure skater, the sweet girly girl. I'm still a girly girl, but now I just like beat people up. I don't know. But yeah, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna fight. Mom, I'm gonna fight. She's like, is no. Like, come on, be real here. Now, I guarantee you guys will hear her on Saturday night. She's like my biggest supporter. She's traveled the world with me. We've been to Thailand, we've been to Italy, we've been to Mexico. She has not missed a fight. She's literally my ride or die, like my rock. Like I couldn't do it without her. And she supports it fully. Like she loves it now. So yeah.
Yeah,
Your
absolutely.
Saturday, don't worry.
Now, if people follow you on your Instagram, there's a video clip. Did you ever imagine that you would spar one of the top pound for pound male athletes in Alex Pereira? And talk to me about how he was and what that experience was like. And did he crack you at all?
That experience was unreal. When I tell you, I have never been so nervous in my life, like starstruck. Like I was like, when I see him, do I say hi? Like, is he gonna be mean? He is like what you see on TV, like he's very stone cold, but very nice. Like he had his like manager, his coach with him, who was like giving me tips after and like complimenting me. It meant the world. Like that was insane. He's so good. No, he didn't hit me too hard, but I was trying to go after him. Like we got in a good like solid 4 minutes at a time. Like it was insane.
Yeah, that's amazing. Your bout with Amanda on August 17th, which is this coming weekend at the Attica Takedown 2, Lewis versus Ellis, is a
Yeah.
#1 contenders fight for a title shot. I will tell you that we're actually going to bring in somebody from California. It's going to be a male fight, but his name's Dimitri Lyman, and he's actually really tight with that camp. So there could be a chance. I know Glover Teixeira, who is Alex's coach, went
Yeah.
up to him and said, "Hey, I watched all your fights and stuff like that." So you never know who might show up there. So
Yes, that
that,
was so cool. Those are
yeah,
the only people I get starstruck for, like fighting people. Oh my God. That was in awe. So
yeah.
cool.
So after a victory, what would be next? Would you take the title fight, say in November? And with that, I'm not looking for a commitment because obviously you got to talk to your coaches and the team behind you. And Matt. Matt's a great guy.
Yeah.
Matt really spearheaded this fight. Really pushed for it. He's been great to work with. Like I can't say enough about your gym over at Bazooka Kickboxing MMA. Matt specifically because I've been dealing with him a lot. You've been great. What would be next?
For me right now, it's just about experience. Like I've just been staying as active as possible. My last fight was like a month ago. I was like healthy, no injuries, right back into training. I'm staying active. So if I can't get fights, I'll do grappling tournaments. Like I'm a well-rounded martial artist and I stay active. We're going at this full force. So whatever comes, we're taking it.
Now, are you looking to take this to the next level? Obviously, once you've exhausted your amateur career, then would you go to the regional scene? Obviously, there's great regional promotions in Canada and in the United States, and then look to go pro, be it PFL or the UFC.
Yes, 100%. My goal is to be in the UFC and in 5 years I will be there. Hands down, I'll be there.
Yeah, and you have you and you have Amanda, and then you also have Mason Lewis, who the sky is the limit, and he's fighting a straight up dog who's a very big prospect in Kaidenellis. There is so much talent on this card, and like the one fight that I'm benchmarking is obviously Kaiden and Mason, but also you and Amanda, because Amanda has risen. She's ready for it. You're ready for it. You're a rising young athlete, and I can't wait to see it. What are your expectations for Saturday night at the Attica Takedown 2?
On Saturday night, you're going to see the best version of me. I'm prepared for everything. I can strike, I can grapple, I can do it all 100%. So whatever she has, like she better be ready for everything and I'm ready for everything that she's going to come with. I'm always hunting that finish. I'm looking to put on a dominant performance and honestly put on a great show. So I'm ready. Saturday is going to be a great night.
Yeah, and before I let you go, because I know we're on short time because you're in a shoot with Busa. And then what was your athletic background like in like high school? Did you do? I mean, obviously you said dancing and ice skating, but did you do anything else as well?
Yeah, so after I had started training, I went through a point where I started fighting. I think I was about 16. I started when I was 15. So when I was about 16 years old, I couldn't really I had my first two fights and then I went on a big streak where I couldn't get fights. So I think I was in grade 11, I started wrestling. So and I
Okay.
did track and field, but by the time I was competing, I had to kind of cut it out because I was teaching at the gym and like competing. So I did wrestling and then I would fight on the side. So yeah, I just started high school wrestling.
Yeah, female wrestling, I mean, here in the States, as we mentioned offline, I know Sarah Dinwiddie, and we talked about Ella De La Meda, who is a rising Canadian wrestler, female athlete. Women's wrestling in the United States is blowing up. Is it blowing up in Canada as well?
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, all women's sports is on the up and up, and you know what? Especially like female wrestlers, and I think it's such an amazing sport, and it's honestly so taxing on the body. They are real athletes, and so yeah, these girls are great, and they're gonna take it far for sure.
Yeah, and you've mentioned this a couple of times. I don't know if you've caught yourself saying it, but you said if you can get fights. This is one of the reasons why we are putting you and Amanda in a premier spot because we really want to showcase, you two ladies. You guys are some of the best ones around, and we want to showcase it. So we're hoping that inspires other women and other athletes, to, hey, call us up. Because how challenging is it for you and Matt and Bazooka Joe to find you fights?
It can be extremely challenging because down here in Canada, or where I'm from specifically, like Ontario, the commission isn't like full MMA, so they don't have many MMA events here. So usually we're traveling to Montreal, but also the pool is very small to find another, female, same weight, same experience. So it can get really tough, and that's why my last fight was in Trinidad. I had to travel, across to go get fights, and it could be really tough for sure. I'm hoping, at the professional level, it gets a little easier, it seems like, but yeah, there's been times where I haven't gotten a fight in so long. And that's why in between, I even took a kickboxing, like no shin guard fight, because it's like whatever you can get, you take.
And actually, Amanda did that in her last fight as well. We know some regional promoters on the pro MMA scene, and it's hard. And we're just trying to get those right female athletes who can be leaders like you and Amanda to specifically try to get that influx of women. Hey, these girls can do it. I can do it as well. Before I let you go, I just want to ask an off the cuff question. Who's your favorite male UFC fighter right now?
Male UFC fighter. Mm, if you're gonna ask me like favorite fighters, okay, favorite UFC fighter, I'm
Doesn't
just gonna go
matter.
with Alex Pereira. I'm gonna go with Alex Pereira because he was so nice to me. He gave me so many tips, and he's so sick. I'm gonna say that. But if we're not talking about, say, current UFC fighters, my obvious favorite fighters are obviously my three coaches. They're my favorite. Matt, Joe, Monkey. Those are my favorite fighters. But
Love
UFC,
it.
we'll say Alex.
Yeah. And Matt actually has a fight coming up. What?
Yes.
October 3rd. Am I right?
I believe so. Yeah, the beginning of October. So we're super excited for him. It's his time. He's more than ready for this.
Yeah. No, I love that. And what about female athlete?
Female, does it have to be UFC? Because
To be
right
whoever
now,
you want it to be.
yeah, right now in MMA, there's in PFL, Dakota. I don't know how you say her last name. She's killing
Shayla.
girls over there. Yeah, very, very good elite striker, and she's putting on exciting performances that are making people want to watch. So I would say I'm really enjoying watching her right now.
I love it. And then
Yeah.
nothing with like Kayla Harrison or Tatiana, any of those guys. You
Oh,
watch
oh,
those?
yeah, she's amazing too. I think she has another fight booked against Caitlin Vieira. I
Yep.
want to say she has another one booked, so I'm very excited for her. I think she'll definitely hold the belt sooner when they give her the title opportunity, but I think she could
I
have it now, but
Yeah, I think it's one. I think it's one more. How is there any difference like in weight cuts for you? You don't have to get into specifics.
yeah.
Obviously I'm really close with Kayla Harrison's a weight management team and nutrition team with Eric Pena from Pena Performance and Dara Hedrick from Platinum Plate LLC. I'm real tight with them. Do you have a team to help you with the weight cut too?
Yeah. So I do. So Matt's actually my nutritionist also. He has
Okay.
on Instagram, it's BB Nutrition. or BB_nutrition. So he does my nutrition, and honestly, he is like a master what he does. He, tracks all my weight, gives me my certain like spreadsheets, the water loading, everything. He takes care of that. It's like a weight lifted off my shoulders. I just have to show up and do it. Like he sets it out for me perfectly, and he manages, and it's everything you need so I can go in there strong and healthy.
I love it. And I know you got to get back to that photo shoot with Hayabusa. But I truly appreciate time. I am super excited. Like this would be one of the fights if I did Dana White's. If you don't know, now you know. The fight between you and Amanda Basturk is going to be one to watch, one to stick around. You guys are two rising female athletes in the Northeast as well. It all goes down this Saturday night, August 17th. At Attica Takedown 2. There should be probably between 1,500 and 3,000 people there. That's how big the crowd was last year. It's going to be an amazing night of fights. The card is stacked top to bottom, but really your fight being elevated, being a women's fight, I can't wait to see it. I truly appreciate time. And I also want to just tell Hayabusa to pony up and get you on their sponsorship as an athlete as well. They do great work with your gym. But I'm going to be a little selfish because you helped me out. So I want to make sure they help you out as well. And they do make great gloves. I'm a big fan of their gloves, even before you said that to me. So I truly appreciate it. Before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to thank? Any sponsors who helped make this all happen for you as well?
You know what? The main thing I want to thank, first things first, my mom, Sandy, I love you. Obviously, she's my ride or die. Second, my team, Bazooka Kickboxing. Here we got Matt, Monkey, Joe, and all my training partners. They're just constantly dedicating so much of their time into me, and it's starting to show into my performances. So that's all I can ask for. Also, like Maria, Thesar, everybody here is just amazing. And, they're the reason I can do what I do. They help me to shine and prepare me so that I will be on the top level one day.
I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold you to that. Again,
Yes,
yeah. Again, it takes a village to get people where they need to go, and sounds like you got a good one. I can't say enough about your coach, Matt. And it's no disrespect to anybody else in your camp. It's just the one that I've dealt with. He's been nothing but world class to deal with. But again, Attica Takedown 2, August 17th, Lewis versus Ellis. Definitely a featured bout. Isabella, I truly appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing you Friday at weigh-ins, and then I look forward to talking with you on Saturday night after you compete. Okay, so just sit tight for me, right?
Thank you so much.
All right, hold on, hon.